Hello everyone, welcome. Rabbi Abe here. Today I have a very special topic which I know you are all waiting for: how to effectively use the angel of sustenance for money and for blessings to bring more abundance into our life. Before we get into it, I'd like to ask all of you, the way you create more is to share. Share with others, because when you share, it must pass through you first. So I'm asking you to kindly share this video with people who you feel will need it, especially in the area of sustenance and money. You get more when you share. Okay, that also means like the video. All right. So there's a few things that we need to understand first before we actually get into the angel itself, how to use it, because we know in Kabbalah, as my teacher always used to say, consciousness is everything. What is consciousness? Well, it is the deeper desires that we have that are going on that generally we don't even know about, and also the desires that we are as well aware of. Now, in Genesis, it says, Adam knew Eve. Adam yada et Chava. Adam knew Eve, and she bore a child. Just by knowing? Why does it say Adam yada et Chava? He knew her. Because knowledge is the connection. Without knowing, you cannot connect. And so, of course, the Zohar, the main source text of the Kabbalah, explains, yes, of course, there was a physical act of intercourse between Adam and Eve. However, the consciousness must be involved. Consciousness and intention are everything. Imagine for a moment, just to illustrate this idea, that someone says they love you, but they have no intention, or they might have a wrong intention, right? Maybe they want something from you, or they're just, ill intention. So we don't want that. We don't want that. If someone's going to use those three very beautiful words, we certainly want them to mean it. We want it to be true. And the same is true for everything that we do. Intention is 99% of the game. And then the words and actions that we use are merely expressing the consciousness which is in our mind, the intention which is in our mind. That's why understanding this before we actually get to the angel itself, how to use it and what's the best way, what is the best time to use it, it's important that we have the proper intention and consciousness. So there are several things that we first need to understand if we are to benefit the maximum. And make no mistake, this is a very, very powerful idea. The angel is very powerful, and sustenance will come if all the other factors are in place. So let's go over and review some of those ideas. First off, we have to understand the basis of what the ancient Kabbalists explained about God, or the God force. So we have to keep in mind that God, or what we call God, G-O-D, is probably very misunderstood among most of us. It's merely, G-O-D is a reference, according to the Kabbalists, for a force that we don't understand, that we cannot comprehend. In the Kabbalistic text, this is called the Ein Sof, the endless, or the endless light, or Ein Sof. Actually, Ein Sof and or Ein Sof are not exactly the same. The light of the Ein Sof, the light of the endless, is part of the discussion, and there's more components there, which I won't get into now. You can take some of my classes, you'll understand more. But the endless is the source of where everything comes from, came from, and will continue to come from. It is an endless source or emanation of light. What is light? Is it the kind of lights that are shining on my face right now? Obviously not. This light, physical light, even though it's really not physical, I can't hold the light, it's illuminating though, is merely a metaphor for the spiritual light of the Creator. The spiritual light of the Creator contains everything. Everything. And as the Kabbalists explain, it contains the reality of the ultimate perfected state of anything and everything, everyone. That means whatever we can conceive of in our mind is already there. It is in the endless, and we can only think about it because it exists in the endless. Now, this is a sublime concept. I'm not going to get too much into that idea, but what we need to know is that all of our sustenance is also in the endless, now, already. All of our betterment is in the endless. All of our perfection, the perfected us, is also in the same endless. That endless reality exists side by us. Because the spiritual world has no time, space, motion, distance, change, exchange. None of those exist. Heaven or God or this endless is not up there somewhere. There is no such thing as up there in spiritual terms. I mean, let's be honest and let's understand it in a reality way. The spiritual world is right here all the time, within us, around us, everywhere. But we're not always connected to it. The other reality, or the, let's call it maybe the illusion of reality, is us, our world. You know, it's a little bit like the shadow and the hand. When you see a shadow on the wall that you're making with your hand, which is the real part? Meaning, what can you affect over here? You can't affect the shadow, but the shadow is what we see. And if we want to affect any change at any level, if it's sustenance, if it's anything else, we have to somehow affect the hand, the source, the cause. And then we can make a change in the shadow. So our physical life is like that. And the physical life is really kind of the shadow of the real reality, which is happening not in this realm. It's in the spiritual realm, which is unseen. So, what does an angel do? An angel assists us to connect with that place because it's very difficult to do it on our own. And angels are helping us constantly, assisting us. There are good angels, there are bad angels. I've gotten into that. I have a course online at RabbiAbe.com. If you'd like to take that course again, or, I mean, if you didn't take it, all about angels and how that whole system functions. But having said that, the angels that I'm speaking about are also available for download on my website, free of charge, okay, on the website, just that you know that ahead of time. Again, we must have the foundation to effectively use this, because you can simply scan the angels. We don't say it with our mouth, but we scan the names of those angels, and they may not be having an effect necessarily, or minimal effect. No, we want a maximum effect from those angels. We want them to work for us. And what is the secret? How do they operate? So the way we need to be thinking, first off, and I'll explain, is we have to have our mind tuned in the proper way, which means our overall understanding of what sustenance is and where it comes from, that must be in place before I can effectively use the name of the angel. And what that means is we all do something, let's say, for a living. I mean, you're not going to sit in your living room watching video games, maybe, and use names of angels and it's going to bring you sustenance. It will not happen. Okay, so the 99%, which is the spiritual part, yes, we need that. but we also must have the 1%, which is the physical part. That means what we do. Effort, investment, energy, sharing is absolutely necessary. I probably don't need to say that, but you need to be doing something, and you need to be making your maximum effort in what you do. That means your work, your business, your job. The ingredients for successful work is it's important to have a passion and a real desire for what you do. And that probably would mean that you need to be doing something that you believe in, number one. Number two, it should serve humanity, big or small, your community, in some positive way. I won't go into details of that, but not every job or vocation is helping people, okay, big or small. You can be at the cash register at the cafe. No problem. You are serving people. It's serving and it's helping people. There are some professions which are harmful to people. You don't want to be a conduit for harmful substances, and I won't go into the details, but there are jobs like that. Okay. That's not the best, because you may make a lot of money. They may pay a lot of money, but the blessing won't be there. The blessing within the money, which is also necessary, and we'll explain that, won't be there. Blessing means I have the good from what I receive. The good will be revealed. It will also lead me to other things, better things. It will be revealed in a way of light. Light extends. It illuminates. Not only in one area, it illuminates everything. So that is necessary. And so I must be doing something. I must have desire and passion for what I'm doing. At least desire, okay? And I cannot be an idol worshiper in what I do. What do I mean? And this is very, very important. With the meditations of sustenance, it's absolutely necessary, and I'll read to you what it says from the actual text of the Kabbalist. It says, מי שלא כיוון להבין משמעות הפסוק כפשוטו צריך לחזור ולאמרו. If you don't understand this verse and where it comes from, because this is quoting a verse from the Psalms that the Creator opens his hands and satisfies the need of every living thing. Now, what does that mean? Now, that's not the name of the angel and how to use it. That's a verse that we will say to activate the names of the angel while we meditate on the names of the angel itself. And we will use this twice a day, morning, afternoon, or evening. But it says, according to the Kabbalists, if we don't understand the significance of this idea, we need to go back until we get it right. What's the significance? That it is the Creator, force of the Creator, that the sustenance is coming from. Oh, like this, we thought our job, our boss pays us. Wrong. Oh, we thought the clients walking into our business pay us. Wrong. Oh, we thought the government pays us. Wrong. Wrong. Nobody pays us. Sustenance comes from one place, the Creator force. That means abundance will come through a physical channel, the 1%, but the 99%, meaning the spiritual essence of where your sustenance comes from the force of the endless. Period. What does that mean practically? That means, yes, I need to do my job. I need to work my business the best that I possibly can with my maximum effort. But never make the mistake that your sustenance is coming from your clients, that the money is coming from your boss. that your boss is paying you. Because if that's what you think, you will limit your sustenance. This angel won't help you. Because that is called idol worship. You're an idol worshiper. You are making the mistake that the source of your sustenance is coming from a person. It's coming from a client. It's coming from a business. No, it's coming from the Creator. But you make it flow through your business. Your effort and your work and your energy is using that as a vehicle. And what if it wouldn't be that one? Well, it'll be another one. You know, I speak to a lot of people in my soul coaching, and very often they're in a situation which it's not maybe going well, they have issues at work or issues in the business and so on, and they're thinking, they maybe want to change what they're doing, they want to change jobs, but there's a fear. Why is there fear? I'm afraid to let go because I'm afraid now, I'm secure here, and what will happen if I move on and try to find something else? I will answer your question. The answer is nothing will happen because the sustenance isn't coming from them. The sustenance is coming from above, from the Creator force. This vehicle, that vehicle, makes no difference. The difference is if you can put your effort and energy and your desire in something else, that's where you should be. Don't think twice. Leave. Go. Because you must have certainty in the understanding. Now, if you are, again, in this idol worship, meaning this is your source of energy, that's it, you made it your God, okay? And that we call that idol worship. I think my sustenance comes from here. Wrong. But if you're under that impression, you're going to be very, very limited. And, actually, I don't want to say the punishment, but we create our punishment, right? If I truly believe that my sustenance was coming from my boss, and if I will be someplace else, I won't get that sustenance. Maybe I won't find something. Well, guess what? You won't. You won't. Because you believed that it was coming from there, and now you're not there. So what now? Now you're stuck, right? Because you have doubts. We have to know that our sustenance comes from the Creator force, the endless, God, whatever name you want to give it. It comes from the spiritual world, not a boss. If you put in the same effort, energy, and passion, you will get it from wherever it comes. It will come to you. This is decided. In fact, we're coming up to the Rosh Hashanah event. All these things are decided. 3 things: our sustenance, our life, health, and all of our relationships are determined in the Rosh Hashanah. It's all planned in, it's put into the computer in that time. So we're only causing it to flow because we cause blockages. No question about that. We definitely cause blockages in the flow. Okay. So we have to have that as a foundation. We have to understand the proper consciousness. We have to have the certainty that our money, our sustenance doesn't come from him, her, them. No, it comes from the Creator. This is a vehicle. I need to do my best because I need to put my energy in. That relates to another spiritual concept. I must create the place. And I create the place through my effort, energy, giving, sharing, whatever I do in my work, in my life. And ideally, we should have desire for it. You can't be effective and you can't create a lot of sustenance if you hate what you're doing. You need to find what you do like to do, okay? And what you truly enjoy doing, that you can put yourself into it and put your energy into it. So, if we understand that, we have a good basis, we have a good foundation for using the names of the angel, okay? And so I'm going to put it up on the screen here, and there's 2 levels, 2 tiers of meditations on the same thing, So this, and I've discussed it in other places, this verse we say Poteach et yadecha, we say it this way and we open the hands. Poteach et yadecha. Poteach et yadecha means you open your hands. That doesn't mean us, it means the Creator. You open your hands, umasbia, and you feed, you satisfy, lechol chai ratzon, every living thing. Okay? The meditation is in 2 points in between this verse. So, okay, let's do it. You close your eyes, or if you need to read it, that's fine. Poteach et yadecha. Now scan the name of the angel. You can say it in your heart. Okay? I always have questions about this. Yes, you can say it internally, but it's better not to say it loudly out of your mouth, because this is too much. We don't want a direct connection. People always ask, why? Why can't I say it? I'm telling you, it's like putting your finger directly in the socket. No, we don't want to do that. We want to receive through resistance. We create the resistance, and in this case, the resistance is we don't say it physically, we say it internally. Poteach et yadecha, again, the name of the angel and the name below, Yechahata vechaha. Then we say the word umasbia. Umasbia. Now we meditate again. Same thing. On the name of the angel. Say it internally only. And again, Yechahata vechaha. This name helps to manifest. It's another level of angel, which has in it removal of negativity and also the cutting of our portion. Cutting of our portion. Each one of us has a portion of sustenance. We want the full portion, and that angel will give us the full portion if our consciousness is in the right place. And we must also awaken joy and happiness when we do this. So think of something, think of love, think of sharing with others. Think of sharing with others, because of course, tithing, giving 1/10 of our earnings, not the place to discuss this necessarily, but 1/10 is also necessary to create a flow of energy. Think of sharing, think of happiness, think of joy, smile. Poteach et yadecha, again, we meditate. Umasbia, again, we meditate. Lechol chai ratzon, and we complete the verse and think to share with all those in need. This is how we do the meditation of sustenance. It is recommended to do this in the morning and in the afternoon or evening. Better the afternoon if you can. Simple, this verse together with the meditations, couple it with everything we said before, and you will see sustenance begin to happen. Opportunities should begin to come your way. If you're open for that, it will come, and it will give you the opportunity to earn that sustenance, both on a physical level and on a spiritual level, because spiritual sustenance is also a form of sustenance. Okay? And I would like the feedback, please, comment if you've already experienced feedback from these meditations. If you have questions, please feel free to put it in the comment section on YouTube. Be blessed, and I'll see you very soon on the next video. All the best, everyone. All the best. Don't forget to share.